Alrighty. Well, this one's gonna be a little bit more heavier than usual. This one's I wonder how a lot of the veterans were when they came back, after the war with Iraq, 20 years ago. And I could guarantee you a lot of them have deeply struggled into adapting to civilian life 100%. But let's see what these guys have to say. Of course, this is by Nigo Ortiz. He's one of my favorites to watch and react to.
The Iraq War was absolutely devastating. But the question is, 20 years later, where are the people who were involved? Where are the veterans that fought in this war? And how do they feel about it today? You guys absolutely loved the previous reactions that I did with Eli on the main channel here and the gaming channel. So for this Iraq War video, I had to bring Eli in and let me know what he thinks about this documentary we are going to watch from people who were involved 20 years ago. So guess who we got here, ho?
What we got, Opdocs?
Everyone's been loving the reaction we've been doing, and I saw like maybe 8 seconds of this video. It's called Iraq War Veterans 20 Years Later. I don't know how to explain the war to myself. And I was like, holy this is absolutely beautiful and hilarious as because we laugh at dark chat. So I was like, I need to watch with somebody. And then I hit up Eli, and he was like, I'll watch it with you. And I was like, oh.
I was like, yeah, nothing's better than watching a traumatic documentary, about about what you experience in the war.
Bro, gosh. Nico, did you ever watch the new military, the Updog thing?
Huh?
The Updog thing.
What's Updog? I know exactly what you were saying.
God.
Yo, was that Eli? What the fuck?
Baghdad, 2003.
We all talk about when we're gonna go home, how proud we're gonna be to be combat
bro,
veterans.
I can smell that right now.
People can say they're combat veterans. 19 years old, I fought in a war.
That is pretty hot, because I can say that. I was 19 years old, had already gotten into my first firefight. Oh, dude, here's this. I had more time in Afghanistan than I did in garrison after my first deployment.
Oh, no.
So when I was done with my deployment, I had 6 months, like, on the base, basic training, all that and I had 9 months downrange already, and I thought that was super cool.
Mine was half and half.
That's crazy, dude. You know what's even crazier is that I like it how by the time when he is that age, and I've heard this from other people too. I heard this from others where they will mention that that some of them will mention that even before they were 20 or even at 20, they're already some of them were already deployed and already having firefights. But the ironic thing is that you could be out there, fighting the enemy and such. Being in firefights, but the one thing that they don't allow you to do is not drink because you're not 21 yet. It's like, brother, I think it's a bit ridiculous that they can't drink. They can't drink yet, but yet they could take people's lives before drinking. It's like, okay.
That was the 16-month deployment time frame when
God.
I went. Yeah, it's here's 2 weeks off, and then you're back there with no time off. And then the tempo sucked. The worst life ever.
They got us out here in Baghdad. Life is hard.
Yo, shit. I always tell people the army, the military as a whole, we ghetto, especially the army. We're ghetto. Oh, tragic.
Not a day that go by that not a thought about back.
Okay, now we switching hard.
Why did it start like that?
You don't know nothing.
Every single veteran 10 years after they get out, bro. This is the majority of us. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Is that a Mountain Dew fridge?
I was
in his house?
That's why he's the GOAT!
He really
Dude, I would have owned one of those.
Is this giving you flashbacks right now?
I know. I'm like, what the dude, it's so weird. It was M16s, just the A4s with no optics. Oh, man, I can feel that hot-ass night.
Dude, I can feel that, too. For those of you who don't know, it's just like the gnarliest dry heat you've ever felt in your entire life. You can't escape it.
When that plane lands.
Bro, I live in Arizona, bro. I know how it is. What is it to be on hot nights? I get it.
And you're in country, and then you just walk out of that plane off the back of like C-130, whatever you fly in. I always explain it as a hair dryer blowing at your face.
You guys think we're exaggerating? Literally take a hair dryer, put it on whatever the highest temperature is, turn it on in your face. You're going to pull away because it's going to burn your face. You can't pull away.
the area I come from is
Yeah,
very
I know I'm not from this area, but I understand what he means by this. The errors, and the thing about it is like this is like the temperature all the time. Well, kind of all the time, but in that country. But I know how that is, especially here in Arizona, especially the parts where I live at, where it gets really, really hot.
small. Not a lot of opportunities for people fresh out of high school. So it's either community college or go do something, travel the world, pay for it,
Pen.
experience places like this.
And when I went on my first patrol, my back was
Mm.
so tight, I felt like if I turned, I would have broke it because of how tense my muscles were. And looking back at it now, it's like, how do you not get it? For those of you who don't know, that's their country. They can walk and go and do whatever the they want. You have a base. The second you go outside of that base, they can walk right beside you if they want to. I freaked out when I had all these kids and people walking by me. I'm like, I'm gonna get blown up and I'm gonna die. Can I not shoot these people? Why are they not getting away from me? And then the second I was like, hey, back up, my team leader put me in check. He's like, you need to calm the down right now.
Hearts and minds, bro.
They live
Yeah.
here. This is their house. You're a guest. He's like, get that. Go. And I was like, oh, this is way worse than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're playing politics and war at the same time.
I watched my brother come home all rigid when I was like 12, and I was like, no way. And then he called me and he said, you watching this shit? And I said, what? It's turning television.
You knew in this image right here, he was going to grow up to be exactly like this.
Devo grew
Oh,
up.
brother. Wait, that's him? That's him? Oh my God, dude. That shit. I mean, it's 20 years, and I get that. But my God, man. It really did a number to him.
Oh, God.
Oh my God! What?
There's
the
no
is
better
this?
feeling, though.
They're in the open. They're in the back.
You never did that?
Because strikers were closed off, and then when we'd ride, like if you're doing the Blackhawk, it was just Blackhawk, so you just land and running out, not in the back of a.
Oh, they're probably doing
and-
raids right now. I was going to say, that's the only time we were able to do shit like that.
Yeah, we started just
Mm.
MSR, main MSR, and then we just dismount and then walk in to any sector we were going. We would not bring any of the vehicles at that point in sector for fear of IEDs on every corner.
Oh, this before they around
Understandable.
find out. Look at that shit. They on
Yeah.
a clear-ass road.
When you're in America, when you look up, you see one power cable and it's running down the road, and you have that power cable runs to each power line. Da 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 da. In Iraq,
Mm.
there is a million strings and cables running to each individual
Mhm.
house for different things. There's no regulation, so some are hanging on the Now, which one of those are running into the ground? Those might be IED switches. Now,
Bro, I've seen some of those, but like in Mexico, and brother, they look like exactly how they describe it. It's crazy.
are they remote access via phone, or do they actually put a little battery and clack it off that way? They have multiple different ways, because we started incorporating the Warlock system, which blocked the frequencies of cell phones. So it's like, cool, they can't blow it up with the phone. And what Nico's saying with the clean roads is started having just trash, and that's where the IEDs would be. A battalion that replaced us over in Moqdadiyah, it was the breadbasket. And I remember
Man, what is? I won't. I man's got to turn up his microphone just a little bit, and that's not me.
an entire squad was lost on one soldier because an Iraqi was like, "Oh, Mister, they're here. They're in this house. They're in this house." Soldiers followed him. They
Mhm.
walk in, they clear
Oh,
the house,
brother.
and then when they're exfilling, they step on the first soldier leaving, steps on the pressure plate in the house, blows up the entire house. Whole squad gone, other than the dude that was outside
Oh,
pulling security.
It wasn't even our first mission. It was
brother.
literally the second day we were
Jesus Christ.
in Afghanistan. Like, y'all want to get a reality check? Everybody walk to the ECP, which for those of you who don't know, it's the entry control point. It's like the front gate of the base. We walk up there, and then just being pulled by this giant truck is a whole MRAP exploded. One of the soldiers came through who was 101st, the unit we were replacing. He's like, yeah, vehicle got f***ed. We just went back out to go get it last week. He got hit with Semtex. And we're like, they got Semtex?
You're in Baghdad.
Wait, huh? Syntax? What are you talking? You mean they mean the ones that you see in Call of Duty? That type of shit?
Now you're in the heart of Ottomia. Now what?
Oh, brother.
Tell me where the f*** that's coming from. Oh, you're wrong.
Imagine walking.
I don't
out
fucking
on a
know.
patrol. Which window do you look at? That is how terrifying it is.
The doc came by and he was patching me up, and we just had a shallow conversation about,
Flies on the face.
you know, how,
Love it.
wow, man, you got shot. And I was like, yeah.
And I think I was only 19 at that point.
The funny part is when you get fucked up like that, you just go, oh, yeah, dude. It's like, oh, God, it's such a bad mentality to have.
The first thing people are talking about is like, bro, you get free license plates now. Yeah, bro, free license plates.
Gunfire and crap like that.
Hell yeah, I'm crippled for the rest of my life. Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ, dude. I mean, that's one way to look at it, but my God, dude.
Whatever. IEDs.
Bro, he probably been here for 2 days, and look at how fucked up he is. In case you guys don't know, your face gets all fucked up on deployment due to stress, bro.
Yeah, you age rapidly.
The milk jug look kind of cut, or a trash bag. The trash bag look kind of ripped up. That's the shit that they will put the bombs in.
These motherfuckers.
Yeah.
All these vets are exactly how you would picture them 20 years later, and I love it.
Oh, this was Matt wasn't just getting incorporated.
Dude, Jesus Christ, there's a dude like right here in this door with the gun just murdering everybody. See, the part is she could have a bomb underneath her skirt, chat. That's the scary part. You have to check everybody. It's not worth the risk. You're not going to kill him, but you are going to put him down.
How would you feel if you had
The way how he said, you are going to put him down. I'll be like, oh, Nico, that makes it solid. You're going to shoot him like a dog.
someone kicking in your door?
See?
Just shut your mouth when you're out. Just shut your mouth. Hey, shut up. Yeah, I know that. Shut up.
Always tell me, shut up.
Pick him up. He goes outside the wall.
Just I told him shut up.
This is probably the hardest thing I realized. This dude could have been totally with us the whole way. We just created a dude who's going to want to come and murder us tomorrow. And that's like the hardest part. So that's why you have to only give a fuck about the dudes you're surrounded with. That's all that matters. And not doing your best not to kill innocent people.
There's that, but then also like not trying to like antagonize them or anything like that. And because when you do such, you're possibly creating more what is essentially more fighters for for the enemy and such. Oh man, it's a difficult thing to deal with, man.
Even though it means tomorrow they're the enemy.
War is hell, and there is so many factors. It is politics on top of putting that on kids that are under 25 years old. A majority are 21 through 18.
I tell people to this day, the day that I grew up was November the 1st, 2003.
December 24th, 2015.
I think this is the day we all grew up.
We got the call over the radio and that one of our Humvees was engaged with some kind of RPG or IED. Nobody knew what it was at first. It just hit, and it hit hard. And they told us we had a 9 o'clock formation. Nobody told us as to why.
They didn't make it.
Oh, yeah.
DC came out, and he was
they didn't make it.
Crying. He was really shook up, and we knew something was bad.
You go down range, and you pray for violence. You pray for a firefight. You're just ready. I'm here. I don't want to guess when it's going to come. I want it to come now. The thing that happens is it doesn't happen to you. It happens to someone else, and they die.
Yep.
You got to be careful what you ask for because it might not be for you. Every time we ended up like taking casualties or something catastrophic happened, you go blackout. For those you don't know, blackout means like everything is cut. You can't make calls out. You can't get calls in. There's like no Wi-Fi, and it's usually just so they can take secure lines to tell other people that their family members have died before it goes on the news.
Oh, and it would be 2 days to 5 days until the family is contacted. So my battalion, we lost 16 dudes. It always happened right back to back to back. If we lost a dude, we're probably going to lose another one in some weird, strange event in those next couple of days. It would be like 1, 2, 3, or 1 or 2 are dead. Yeah, and it would always happen.
And you know it's coming.
I think most people really wanted to go out and just kill everybody after that.
That's usually how it is.
Yeah, I'm angry.
So what does it do to a generation of young people
living that dreamed up
during these deployments?
Oh God.
They become old. They are old young men.
I couldn't connect with any of my friends like outside of the military in the sense of like it felt like I was talking to kindergartners. Like
it's understandable why what they mean. I get what they mean is that they are in a situation where they have to grow up and they can't fool around. They can't do anything like that because by the time when some of these guys go home, even not even just maybe not just like retiring from from the army or from serving, some of them just go home for a break or something like that, for a vacation for like maybe like a few days or a week or something, and what they have experienced out in deployment, possibly if they were deployed, now what they've experienced, especially if they have what is it, a fire, what is it, at least a firefight. Now they see things are just much more different because they're at a state where they can't fool around. They can't, um, what is it? They have to keep in focus. And well, I mean, I think they're gonna be full. I think no matter what, if they're back in base, they're gonna be like fully around things like that. But I think in terms of like civilian life, it is very different compared to living. What is it? Deployed, especially if you were deployed for a long time. The mentality is very different, and I don't doubt it changes a lot of young soldiers. The longer they were deployed.
They couldn't grasp the concept of like reality and like all the crazy hard shit. But then I could talk to adults and they would look at me like, what the
you appreciate life completely different because you realize life is fragile. We are bags of meat.
Dude, oh my God. I mentioned that to my stream all the time. If we're streaming on Twitch or Kick, I'm always just like, because like sometimes they'll get me to tell like a story, right? And I told them about the first time I shot somebody in the VIP exclusive. It's this guy right here. And I shot him 3 times. So I got 3 shell cases in the back of this tattoo. And I was like, this dude is flesh.
All you are nothing but a sack of meat.
Well, that's insane as shit.
Yeah.
What's up, docs?
There it is.
Not much. What's up, docs? Sweet.
There you go. And it's true what they say is that, you even though yes, it's true that you see a person, the person has a face and everything, but at the end of the day, once that life, once that life is gone, they're just it's literally it's literally a body with a face that, of a loved one or family or even an enemy and things. They're just, it's just uh, a lifeless body at that point. It's crazy, man. It's crazy of like it's interesting the things that they say, and when you really think about it, you're like, oh, it makes sense. It makes sense because I've heard that talking point too. I've heard that talking point as well. But people mentioning that, but man, I don't doubt a lot of these guys, were affected a lot, and these are the ones that we know of the ones who made it. Imagine the amount of them, that didn't make it, and that affected them very, very heavily. I don't doubt there were some of them that took their own life because they couldn't adapt to civilian life, or even or just had very hard PTSD, where they were just having episodes. And I've seen some of those episodes. It is very surreal. It's like it's different when you see it. You're like, dude, this is, when you see some of that, you're like, bro, this is real. Like what this person is seeing or believing what they're seeing, to you, they're like, oh, this is just a crazy person. But to them, they are back. What is it in that uniform? They're back with like they are back with blood, blood covered in sand, all that stuff. And it's crazy. It's very crazy, but very, very interesting how your brain can fool you into can fool you into believing that you are back to the very hell that you're trying to maybe even escape from, But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Check out Nico Ortiz. He's amazing as always. All you guys have a good one. Don't forget to don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out the Discord and Twitch. Anyway, all you guys have a good one, man. And if you guys have any like war stories and anything like that, what is it? Share it in the comments if you like. If you want to, it'd be all right. It'd be cool, but you don't really have to. All right then. All you guys have a good one. Peace.